Welcome to Ballzy Core. This is another bite-sized segment, about 10 minutes. I have a friend in the studio here with me, and we're gonna get deep into your core. If it's a day you're wearing Ballzy, you're gonna use it to sort of amplify that nice, deep pelvic floor connection and how you integrate it into the rest of your core muscles and that functional core work. If it's a day where you're not wearing Ballzy, you're just gonna pretend, and you're gonna use that awareness that you've created from using Ballzy to put it to work in everything you do. So we're gonna go ahead and start on our hands and our knees. So come on to the hands and the knees, shoulder width apart, hip width apart, and then curl your toes forward and lift right up into downward dog. And you're gonna just puddle out those feet, reach up and back through those sits bones, and then go ahead and glide forward into plank. Exhale, reach back into downward dog, and then glide forward into plank. And I want you to lift your right leg up and notice your pelvis. We're gonna get right into it here. So if Ballzy was a leveler, think about, is it dropping down towards your right hip? Can you lift it up and move it over to the left? And then drop that foot down. Lift your left leg up. Notice your pelvis. If you're dumping over to the right, lift the Ballzy up inside of you and bring it right up behind your belly button. So you're just bringing that focus more into your core instead of the leg. And then from here, see if you can go ahead and pull all the way to the floor, and then just inhale. Let's get a stretch before we start working on the core. Look over your right shoulder, look over your left, lift your heart, and then go ahead and push back into a quick child's pose. Roll yourself up. Let's swing those legs out in front of you. And then bring your arms right on out and let them float up a little bit above the shoulders. Take a breath in, exhale. Hug Ballzy up along inside your spine as you press your legs down. You're gonna just curl that pelvis. Feel your tailbone almost like fish hooking between your legs, and hug Ballzy like it's just rolling each vertebrae down. Take your arms out long and then bring your hands interlace behind your head. You're gonna take a nice big breath in, and then exhale, roll up to your shoulder blades. So press your head back into your hands. Make sure you're not pulling up with your head and shoulders. As your head presses back, your abs have to work even harder to scoop and roll you up. So this is your pulley system from the inside. And from here, without moving your pelvis, you're gonna lift your left leg straight up in the air. Rotate your torso over to the left. Inhale back to center. We're doing 5 of these. Exhale, hug Ballzy up. And then almost like you're hugging it inside of you, I want you to roll it over to the left so you get a little bit deeper down into that left oblique. Inhale back to center. Exhale, rotate. 2 more. Really feel it coming right from the inside. We're just like building that power base for you. Last one. So rotate, reach the right elbow up a little higher, roll up off that left shoulder. And then from here, I want you to take your left hand to your hamstring and lift up a little bit higher. See if you can stay that high and bring your hand behind your head. Whew. Float the right leg up. Reach your right fingertips up towards that left foot and pulse 5 times. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're building a burn. Good. Slowly lower both legs down, head and shoulders roll back, centered again. Exhale. Use your pulley system to roll yourself up again. You're pressing your head back into your hands. Now, without moving your pelvis, keep it really anchored. Float the right leg up. And we're gonna rotate 5 times. Inhale back to center. Feel your sits bones open, but you're hugging Ballzy up inside of you. 4 more. Exhale, rotate. Inhale to center. Hug behind your belly button and roll that ball over to the right. Remember, you're pressing back into your head the whole time. On that fifth one, you're gonna stay in rotation, lift up a little bit more, take your right hand behind your hamstring and float yourself up a little bit higher. And then hugging that belly button in, float the left leg up. Now from here, you're gonna take your left fingertips towards your right foot, pulse 5 times. Here we go, 5, 4. It's coming from your core. And then come back to center, lower your legs down, lower your head and shoulders back. Okay, from here, inhale, bring your arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, hug inside of you and roll yourself up. You should already feel that work in your core. Stretch over your legs, slowly roll back. We're working in 5s today. So there's 1, 2, up and over. You want to see if you can keep that breath going the whole time. So exhale, curl your tailbone, roll down, inhale. Exhale, it starts from the pelvic floor like a pulley system and rolls you right up. Make sure you're not losing your breath. I'm gonna do 2 more. When you get to the 5th one, we're gonna stop halfway back or halfway up. Really see if you can notice that articulation. So as your legs press down, Ballzy is sort of like a rolling pin up your spine. Okay, last one. You're coming all the way up, and then we're coming halfway back. So from here, I want you to see if you can lift your right leg up, and then without moving or yanking on anything, arms long, lift your left leg up, playing with a little bit of that stability in there. And then lower your legs a little, and then lift down, and then a little. Keep that belly button pulled in. Keep hugging in that Ballzy, and then lower the legs all the way down and roll yourself back. Stretch through those arms. All right, interlace the hands behind the head. We're just like working in these little chunks here. Bring the knees up. And then again, head presses into hands, roll up to the shoulder blades, curl your pelvis up and down 5 times. You're thinking about hugging in and curling that tailbone up. We're really working in that low ab area between your belly button and your pubic bone. When you get to your 5th one, roll up your pelvis and hold there. Notice we're not swinging, we're just scooping from the inside. And then point your knees over to the right, and then point your knees to the left. So imagine this isn't coming from your knees, this is coming from the inside, behind your belly button. Hug the ball, spin your pelvis right, spin your pelvis left. 1 more in each direction. Okay, now we're gonna roll your pelvis onto that right butt cheek here. You're still a little bit curled up. And I want you to take your left leg out. And that should be hard because you're trying to curl your pelvis up as that leg goes out. The right knee is just bent, so we're in an awkward position. But I want you to be kind of resting on that right butt cheek. Now, stretch that right leg out and let it hover right over the floor. So you're in this sort of sideways V here. And you're gonna take your right arm and reach it up towards your left toes. Curl your pelvis up. Both sits bones are trying to curl up. And as you reach up a little bit higher, see if you can lift that lower leg. You just start to feel that inner thigh and that right oblique. 5, 4. Feel like you're hugging Ballzy up the back of your pelvic floor. 3, 2, 1. Whew. Bend the knees. And we're gonna roll the pelvis right back up again, and you're gonna tip your pelvis over to the left. So I'm giving you these weird angles because it just hits your core deeper and a little bit differently. And hugging that ball in helps you have to stabilize it depending on what position you're in. So we're over on that, a little bit on that left butt cheek, and curl your pelvis up. Take your right leg out first. Now this should start to light up your right oblique. And then from here, You're gonna take your left leg out. It's gonna hover over the floor. You're a little bit angled to the left here. Now take your left fingers up towards your right foot. Whew, and lift up. Here comes 5. So as you come up a little bit higher, your lower leg lifts up. 4, 3, 2, you should feel that right oblique. And the left one, 1, come back to center, stretch your legs long, roll your head back. So again, just feeling like front, middle, back of the pelvic floor and how you can use that feeling of ballsy inside of you to organize your pelvis no matter which angle you're tipping at. All right, inhale, exhale, roll yourself up. And then we're gonna finish this one with a little bit of a lift. So with ballsy inside of you, you're thinking about that like an elevator, like you're lifting it up inside your spine. Let's put your hands down by your hips. You can use fists, you can use fingertips, whatever you want. And you're gonna take a breath in, and on the exhale, hug ballsy up inside of you, lean forward a little bit, and see if you can float your feet off the floor. And then lower down. So it's a different angle at the abs. It's like whoosh, that elevator lift. It's the same lift that you want to draw upon when you need to kind of rise up in life. Like when something's bothering you and you're feeling squished and crunched and unsure, you want to whoosh, feel that elevator of hope, confidence, power, strength from your pelvic floor up. Let's recross the legs if you haven't. And then hands down again, whichever position you want. Take a breath in. Exhale, blow that air out as you hug up inside of you. Lift, lift, lift. Woo, float those feet. And then lower down. Go ahead and stretch forward. All right, we're gonna come back on the hands and the knees. We're gonna kind of end the way we started. This time in plank, we're gonna see if we can use ballsy to level out and stabilize so we can lift opposite arm and leg. So come right into plank. And then you're gonna start with your left leg up. So level out that pelvis. Take a breath in. Zip up inside of you. Hug that ball. Get light on the hands and the toes. And then take that right arm long. And then bring it down. Push back into downward dog for a moment. Let's try the other side. Go ahead and glide forward. All right. This time your right leg lifts up. And just notice what's going on inside of you. Is your pelvis dumping to one side? Level it out. Get light off the floor. And take your left arm long. Woo. This side's a little different. Use your ball to find your balance. And then go ahead and push back into downward dog. And drop the knees and come back to child's pose. Take a nice big breath in and then blow it out. Melt into your body. And there it is. It doesn't take much to connect to your power. All your strength is right inside of you. This is a reminder to activate it when you need it. Thanks for joining.